This week's Parsha is Parshat Chayei Sarah, and this Torah is based on a shiur I heard from Rav Bernstein in his 2018 shiur. And the main event of Parshat Chayei Sarah is really Avram trying to find a wife for his son Yitzchak. And Avram sends his, skanbeto, his chief servant Eliezer, to go back to Haran, which is where Avram is from, and to find a wife for Yitzchak. And Eliezer goes, and he makes up this test. And the test is, okay, well, let's see if this girl will water me, will give me to drink, as well as my camels, and that'll be the test. Now, many Mefarshim are up on this question, like, okay, well, what's the point of this test? What's the goal here? Why this test specifically? So many Mefarshim say it was to test her midat chesed, to see how kindly she is. It's one thing to give a person to drink. It's something completely different to give not only a person to drink, but all of his camels, especially if he has a lot of them. Camels can drink a lot. So having to draw up all of this water really does show a certain quality and quantity of chesed that this lady could give, and therefore that would be the test. And then many Mefarshim go with that mahalach. But Rav Bernstein points out that Beit HaLevi, the Beis HaLevi, right, was a commentary on both. It's the name of, I guess, the first of the great Soloveitchik dynasties, right? He's the father of Reb Chaim Brisker, and he's called the Beis HaLevi because he's a Levi, right? So the Soloveitchiks are Leviim, and that's the name of his work. He only wrote a commentary to both Breshit and Shemot. He didn't get past Shemot. So the Beis HaLevi says as follows. Actually, what Eliezer was testing was two things. He was, of course, testing her midat chesed, right? Kindness, her compassion. But he was also testing her seichel, right? He's testing her intelligence, her smarts. How smart is this girl? Now, why? Because we'll often talk like, yeah, let's see her if she waters me, if she waters my camels, and that's great. Why would she water the camels? That does seem to be going a little bit too far. I mean, look, if he's thirsty and he asks this girl to give him to drink, then it shows her kindness that she doesn't either ignore him or tell him, get your own water, old man. But she'll just do it, and she'll give him to drink, and that's very nice. What does feeding camels have to do with it? So it says the Beis HaLevi like this. Well, truth is, so what happens? Well, what does he actually say? When the servant sees her, he says like this. He asks her to let him drink from the water, and says, "Hagmi ini na me'at mayim mikadech," right? Let me sip, if you please, a little water from your jug. And she's like, yeah, sure, here, please, drink, my lord. Now, what's fascinating about this is now Rivka is in a bit of a tight situation because after she gives him to drink from her jug, she's now in a bit of a dilemma because she just let a stranger drink from her jug of water. And she doesn't know who this guy is, where he's been, what diseases he might be carrying. At the end of the day, it's disgusting. And we know that diseases can be contagious, and we don't know where they might, where a person might be, where a stranger is. Generally, we don't like when strangers drink from our water bottles. So now she has to figure out, okay, well, what do I do? Because she's not going to just fill up her jug of water and bring it back home to her family and infect all of them. But at the same time, she can't just clean her jug in front of him. That's offensive and kind of insulting. So she's stuck. So what does she do? She's like, well, you know what? There's no way out of this unless I also feed his camels. I'll also allow his camels to drink. Because once the camels drink from my jug, no one's going to think anything of me cleaning out my jug because camels just drank from it. So if I give the camels, then I can clean out my jug. And in that way, I preserve the sensitivity and everyone is good. Or alternatively, just by the simple act of refilling the jug dozens of times in order to feed the camels, that'll just wipe away all the infection that this man had. And in that way, she's able to satisfy both prongs. First, she's kindly, right? She gave him to drink. But second, she's also smart and sensitive to realize the implications of having given this guy to drink and not wanting to bring the potential disease back home, but also not wanting to insult him. That was, I guess, the double-pronged test that Eliezer was giving Rivka, and of course, she passed with flying colors. Leave it there. Shabbat Shalom.